Welcome to Rajendra Tandon videos. We are continuing the story as told by Valmiki of the search for Sita. Hanuman had made up his mind to reach Lanka, where the abducted Sita might be living. His task was difficult, and no outside help was available. Standing tall, his neck and head held high, looking like a well-fed bull, the valorous and patient Hanuman joyously strolled on the sea green grass, glistening like sapphire. Mark the beauty of the language, the exact description of a seashore. He looked magnificent like a fearsome and powerful lion, which had crushed herds of deer under his feet. The flat land on the hilltop looked colorful because of blue, red, lotus white and grey mineral rocks. Hanuman bowed with folded hands to the sun, Indra, Pavana, Brahma and other devatas and sought their blessings to cross the ocean. Facing east, he bowed to his father Pavana in particular and then expanded his body to go south. The Vanara elders and army looked at him in adoration. I have included some paintings of Hanuman trying to cross the ocean for your pleasure. As Hanuman pressed on the mountain with his powerful feet and expanded arms, the latter shivered as if in tremor. Cataracts burst from the hilltops like must oozing from the foreheads of an elephant in heat. Mahendragiri erupted with fire and smoke under Hanuman's pressure and spat rocks of purple pumice. Looking brilliant like Agni, Hanuman moved his body, shook his limbs and the hair on his body and roared like a massive cloud. He got ready to leap upwards. Like Garuda throwing a serpent skywards, he threw his twisted and hairy tail into the sky. He supported his large arms on the mountain, pulled his limbs into his belly, and brought his feet together. What a description of somebody trying to jump over an ocean or over a stream. He tensed his arms and neck, looked upwards at the sky, breathed deep, and held his breath. Addressing the Vanaras, Hanuman said, I shall fly to Ravana's Lanka and with the speed of Rama's arrow. If I do not find Sita even there, I shall bring Ravana as a prisoner. However, I am sure of returning blessed with Sita or after destroying the city of Lanka. Ignoring any possible impediments, Hanuman, the ace among the Vanaras, writes Valmiki, jumped upwards with great speed. The drought plucked several trees in its wake. Sucked upwards by the forceful movements of his thighs, the trees followed him some distance as if to bid farewell. Hanuman, fresh shoots and flowers sticking to his body, looked resplendent like a mountain illuminated by fireflies. An excellent image. Look at it in your mind's eye. The surface of the sea, carpeted by colorful flowers, resembled the firmament full of stars. Hanuman appeared to be gulping the vast ocean and with his massive strides. It looked as if he might swallow the sky itself. He looked resplendent like the sun, traversing the ocean in this manner. With his tail, Hanuman looked like a meteor traversing the sky. While he flew over the water, Hanuman cast a shadow partially submerged in the ocean. Impelled by his movements, the ocean waves rose high. The powerful winds generated by Hanuman's movements, along with the clouds in the sky, created turbulence in the roaring waters. Mark it. How minute is the observation of the writer. of that great poet and writer Valmiki, the first poet in the world. Vanar Kesari Hanuman's shadow was 10 yojana broad and 30 yojana long, and for this reason looked all the more fascinating. Massive, white, orange, blue, and red clouds following in his wake looked splendid. Disappearing into and appearing out of the clouds, he played hide and seek with them like the moon. The sun did not harass Hanuman because he was going to accomplish a job for Sri Ram, and Sri Ram was Suryavanshi. Pavan helped him all along. Even the ocean, remembering his obligations to the king Sagara of Ikshvaku dynasty, made sure that Hanuman was not inconvenienced. He requested the submerged golden Menaka mountain to rise and provide a place for Hanuman to take rest. Nice idea. Hanuman taking rest midway. The golden mountain had been stationed there by Indra to block the exit of the Asuras from the Patal Lok. The golden Menaka, with his wealth of trees and creepers, came out of the saline waters like the sun rising from behind a curtain of clouds. In a short time, he displayed to Hanuman his peaks, illuminated by a glorious rising sun. His high golden peaks appeared to draw a straight line in the sky. His golden peaks turned even the steel grey sky into gold. To begin with, Hanuman thought it to be an obstruction that had suddenly surfaced out of the salty ocean. Hitting the highest peak with his chest, he pushed the mountain downwards. Menaka, the mountain, was delighted at this physical contact with the great warrior and roared with joy. Assuming a human form standing on his own peak, he said, "You are occupied with a most arduous mission. Kindly take rest for a while on my peaks." The ancestors of Sri Raghunath had in ancient times augmented the waters of the ocean. Now you are acting for his benefit. Hence, the ocean desires to help you going by the tenets of Sanatana Dharma. That a good turn deserves another. A good turn deserves another. The ocean desired me to welcome you and offer you a place to rest for some time. Kapishreshta, I offer you delicious fruit and roots for a meal. Enjoy my hospitality. Relax a bit, then go ahead with your mission. O son of Pavana, I consider you the best of Vanaras who can jump a long distance. For a wise man, rooted in Dharma, even an ordinary guest is an object of worship. How can I welcome a guest of unusual valor like you? You are the son of Mahatma Pavan, the crown of the Devatas. In energy, power and speed, you are like him. If I worship you, I shall be offering worship to Marut himself. However, there is another reason. Brother, in the Satyug, the mountains had wings and they could speedily fly Garud in any direction. Their unrestrained flights frightened the Devatas, the Rishis and the human beings, lest they fall to the ground and cause havoc. Think of mountains falling from the heaven onto the earth. An angry Indra sliced the wings of lakhs of mountains with his thunderbolt. As the angry Devraj advanced at me, your father Pavan pushed me into the saline ocean and thus saved me. What a story! It's a beautiful story. O son of Vayu, O Kapishreshta, therefore I have immense regard for you. I shall always hold you in high esteem. Our relationship is founded on virtues. It is after ages that I have an opportunity to return your father's favor. Therefore, oblige me as well as the ocean by accepting our hospitality. Assuage your fatigue and let me worship you and treat you affectionately. Lovely words. Emotional words. Hanuman replied, I too am delighted to meet you, Menaka. In listening to your pleasant words, I have enjoyed your hospitality. Do not for a moment imagine that I have not accepted your courtesy. Do not worry or grieve on this account. Mark the manners. Mark the words in the reply. It's the height of civilization. People greeting and responding to the greeting. Hanuman continued and said, my mission compels me to hurry. I have promised the Vanaras that I shall not break my journey anywhere. As an assurance, Hanuman touched Menaka with his hand and continued with his flight. With his virtues of patience, resourcefulness, wisdom and capability, he wanted to make sure he succeeded. Flying over 100 yojanas almost at the end of water line, Hanuman noticed a green forest with trees lined in a row. He saw the Lanka island surrounded by a variety of lovely trees. Looking behind, he also noticed the Malaya mountains and their orchards on the southern edge of the sea, just like those on the northern coast. Go by plane and have a look at Kerala and Tamil Nadu. The scenery is the same as described by Valmiki. Realizing that he had assumed a huge form to fly to Lanka, he returned to his normal form. Hanuman landed at the tree and mineral-rich crown of the Trikut mountain that had several tiny peaks. On its slopes, kevada, coconut and mint plants grew in abundance. Descending to the seashore, he looked at Lanka, situated on a hilltop. The city glowed like the prosperous and pretty Amaravati. The video on the city of Lanka has already been loaded quite some time ago. And so, another on Lanka at night. Jai Shri Ram, Jai Shri Ram, Jai Shri Ram.